issues that I wish to discuss. Perhaps just give you a heads up. And if you wish to say anything beforehand, I believe this session you would have enough latitude to explain as much as possible. The three issues that I wish to deal with today are the sale of tractors and the authority. This the phase 2 of the sales. That's one. Second is the conflict, or rather the petition written by the first secretary, which we would touch on briefly. And the bulk of our discussion today would be on reporting.
Yeah.
Now, not to go into tractor sales immediately, maybe we soften the landing a bit and speak of, the last time you were here, we spoke of the establishment of the commission, and you gave us a rundown of how the commission got up and running. Perhaps now you could, before we enter into sales of tractors proper, perhaps take us through what you recall the operations were, the interrelations between the different units, how the commissioners analyzed and derived, came to derive at a decision, etc. Please feel free to expand as much as possible.
Well, concern. When the commission met, we simply assigned this business of sales to the secretary to the commission. We did that because this is very normal in commissions of inquiry. Even the TRRC, which came after, you see that the secretary's work is enormous as far as the commission is concerned. Even though the TRRC was a larger commission, we were only 3 in number. But the big difference I want to give is that whereas with the TRRC, one, they had the money because they were self-accounting with their own budget, controlled only by themselves, which is directly opposite our powers concerning control of budget and so on. As I said the last time, we were budgetless, really, because we didn't control it. It was controlled by the Ministry of Justice. That hamstrung us. And it is quite obvious, not that I'm blaming the government for that kind of arrangement. One, because frankly, I have never heard of, before the Janneh Commission, I never heard of a commission with its own budget controlled by the commission itself. Maybe it existed, but I have been here for a long time. I've never heard of that. So, talking about precedents, I suppose the Attorney General could not have thought ahead of what has been going on for such a long time. As I said, commissions of inquiry have been around for 120-something years. Yeah. And that's quite a long time. And very surprising to so many people who thought that it was ex-President Yahya Jammeh who introduced commissions of inquiry because of the loud nature of the Algali Commission of Inquiry. Now, so I do not blame the Attorney General at all. In fact, maybe because of the experience with our own commission, the Janneh Commission, he thought perhaps it would be better to have the TRRC as a self-accounting commission. And we have seen the difference. Now, secondly, as I said, the secretary, our secretary, was appointed by the president himself. So, in other words, we had to take what we had to take. We didn't appoint the secretary. We didn't go around to appoint the secretary. That's a big disadvantage. The lead counsel, was also appointed this time by the Attorney General. And these were all appointees given to the commission. That has to be taken into account. But as I said, I don't blame the Attorney General because he didn't have the precedence, as far as I know, and which is very important. At that stage, the country here was, I can probably, the best word to use, broke. The country was broke, and we all had evidence of it. There was terrible squander all over the place. And I don't know the others, but as far as I am concerned, I was sympathetic, deeply sympathetic. And I wouldn't have mentioned this, but then the Attorney General is still available. We never applied for these positions. We had our own professions. I was Abiose, an accountant, fully fledged accountant. Yeah. And Sane was in banking. Even afterwards, I understand he went into banking again. And of course, I was a lawyer, long-standing, 50 years of practice. We were invited. We did not lobby, as you would say in Parliament or somewhere. Never, ever. I never, ever did that. And since the Attorney General is here, I can tell you that when I first talked to the Attorney General, the very first time, I said I wanted to do the job voluntarily, without any pay whatsoever. He's my witness, he said. But he said, oh, in cases like this, you cannot have volunteers. That was the extent of my commitment to this job. Because I thought a lot of capable people would be, maybe I should use frightened, I don't know, because of all sorts of things coming from the ex-president, juju and all that rubbish. I said, well, once I have been selected, because I never, ever apply for these things. In fact, with the jobs, big jobs I've been asked to do, I have never lobbied for it. I was selected and chosen. So this has to be understood thoroughly. Of course, the Attorney General is still alive. I understand even yesterday he gave evidence and so on.
Yes, and just for the record,
yes,
Leonard Senior, the Attorney General did, at the time, as he then was, he did confirm to the committee that all the commissioners were headhunted. None of you applied. That point is definitely taken by the committee. And council also did not apply for the job. Council was also headhunted. Likewise, the secretary.
Yes.
Yes.
Very well. So we sat and said, well, as is common in other commissions, the secretary will be asked to take charge of the sales, because he was quite experienced. He's an accountant, and he's organized a school. Yeah. In fact, I took somebody, to his own school, and paid for him voluntarily. That was a long, long, long time ago. And that's Jollof, you know, something. That was the name of the school. I don't see it anymore, but it was a very, very popular school. And he was experienced, accountant, teacher, organizer. So we thought that would be a very good choice. Yeah. And that was the only reason why we assigned the job to him. And as I've said before, I did not do it personally. I never did anything personally, just like that. Everything I considered deeply and I understood, because I've been chairman of so many, vice chairman, chairman of so many organizations, including I was the president of the Gambia Bar Association for 5 years or so. So I understood what chairmanship entailed. And in this organization, the Janneh Commission, we were all together receiving the same entitlements. They call them allowances or emoluments or something. But they were not salaries as such. So we thought that the best thing would be to give the job to the secretary, and he accepted it.
That is the job for the sales of
for the sales
of the vehicles, yes.
Of the vehicles,
yes.
I'm concentrating on the vehicles.
Yes, please.
Perhaps I should touch on this, that as far as the properties are concerned, the best qualification, the best, classification of the properties is to think of, the tractors, the tractors and other ordinary motor vehicles.
Vehicles, yes.
Yeah. The luxury vehicles, they are, I think, separate. Separate because with the luxury vehicles, we took care that they should be separate, because if it came to sales and so on, it required special a special way of dealing with it, since we were talking of millions and so on. That's why they had special treatment. In fact, some months ago, I can't remember how many months ago, I saw in the news that they discovered some of these special vehicles still hidden somewhere in the State House. Why, I do not know, but I saw the photograph. They were all dusty and so on. Very expensive vehicles. Because I, personally, together with my colleague, went there to visit the vehicles, and some of them were fantastic. They were just, there was one Mercedes-Benz, for instance, with no chairs. Well, not the ordinary seats anyway, that you had a working table. Oh, with so many things in it. I saw it myself. Wonderful. And special names and so on. So they could not have been sold ordinarily. In fact, I always believe that nobody could sell those vehicles to individuals in the Gambia. Of course, I know some of the wealthy people, very, very wealthy people we have in the Gambia. Some of them have been my clients. But I believe that Gambians are of such a nature that they wouldn't be so outrageous.
So extravagant.
Extravagant, if you like. Outrageously extravagant at the time, to have vehicles of that type running on the roads. And in any case, really, I believe that our roads are not suitable for such vehicles. It's just total, complete waste. Yeah. Sorry?
Yes, I wish for us to zero in on that special mechanism that the Commission envisioned in selling these luxury vehicles. Please enlighten us more on that.
Well, we thought we would have some sort of talk with people, meaning the sector would lead on that, but to talk to leading people in the Gambia who were terrific experts. And perhaps they would look for people here. Of course, we didn't shut out Gambians, but we believe that for the most part, only foreigners can buy the vehicles because of the. In fact, I mean, with one of those vehicles, there was a special battery, very heavy battery attached, and they say it had. We were told by the experts there, it was attached to the outside and attached to the one of the Mercedes Benz. That unless that was done, the engine would be destroyed. So it was that expensive, using the batteries and so. So that was what was envisioned, that people will try to negotiate and sell those vehicles. Why I say that is special? Because in almost all the orders we gave for the sale of any property, not only vehicles, land, etc., it had to be by public auction with a reserve price. We always decided to include a reserve price, that at least we must have a price higher than the reserve price. That was definitely one of the systems.
That was a rule of thumb.
Sorry?
It was a rule of thumb, so to speak, wasn't it?
Not rule. It was always an order.
It was an order. Okay.
Yes.
I see.
It was almost an order. In fact, I can truly say that I brought in that element, that that has to be done. Maybe because my uncle was a great Janneh. He was a minister here once. He was known throughout as a great auctioneer. Maybe that's why I got to know quite a bit about auctions. And I, throughout all the commissioners, insisted on a reserve price for sales. Okay. But that is vehicles. And that's what I have to say about vehicles.
Just before we move
yeah.
away from vehicles,
yes.
You mentioned the classifications, the luxury vehicles. You stressed luxury vehicles.
Yes.
If you could recall, do you have an estimation of how many of these luxury vehicles were on the ground?
Oh.
Or could they be more than 10?
10? I think so.
Okay. Yeah. And when you...
Some of the commissioners entered some of the vehicles, in fact.
I see.
I didn't, yeah, because I don't...
You didn't fancy them?
Not that I don't fancy. I somewhat do not like, let's put it that way.
I see.
Luxury.
I see.
That has always been my status. Yeah. One may say I'm a bit on the socialist side, although yes. I can surprise you. I surprise you.
Indeed.
And have always been. Always, since childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So those things, those luxurious things, do not interest me at all. Well, some people are fascinated by luxury.
It's a lesson
but
in
that's
humility.
their business. You know.
Yes.
I don't dislike them for that. But as far as I'm concerned, luxury is out. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know whether that. I don't know whether.
Yes, it answers my question. The reason I ask is because the committee is in receipt of evidence that the government later sold, or rather exchanged, 7 luxury cars with a foreign company. Now, I wanted to ask him, yes, a company in the Republic of Senegal.
I see.
In exchange for 14 vehicles, which were not quite luxury if you look at...
Sorry, I didn't hear you properly. What was exchange for 14 vehicles? I didn't get it clear.
There were 7 luxury vehicles that were exchanged for 14 vehicles.
Okay. Yes, I get it now.
Yes.
Yes.
So 7 luxury vehicles that were part of the vehicles that were looked at by the Janneh Commission were taken to Senegal and exchanged for 14 other vehicles.
I see.
Which in some people would call those 14 vehicles ordinary. Some people would call it perhaps luxury. But if you look at it in its actual sense, compared to what was on the ground, they were, I would say, supercars, but they were not luxury cars, so to speak. That's why I ask, just to know whether it was those 7 that you referred to, or they could have been more.
Oh, I'm sure I saw more.
Okay.
Not only that, we even saw the military vehicles.
The armored vehicles.
Sorry?
Were they armored vehicles as well? Would you say that there were any armored luxury vehicles?
Not all of them. Maybe, and some vehicles were mounted with anti-aircraft guns. We saw the anti-aircraft guns on them. They were real military, but armored vehicles, maybe one. Maybe I saw one. There were other vehicles that could pass as tanks, although I, knowing a bit about warfare and so on, true, not that I ever went to war personally, but I've read a lot about war, especially the Second World War. I didn't consider them as safe tanks. I honestly didn't even want to call them tanks, although they were with vehicles, they had guns, and so on. But as far as I'm concerned, they were below the standard to be classified as tanks. Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious about 2 issues with regards to the sales. One is with
the sale of vehicles.
The sale of vehicles, yes.
Yeah.
And you can appreciate that you were one of our first witnesses, if I may. In fact, you were our second witness, and as a matter of fact as well, you are the second to last witness.
Oh, I see.
We wind up tomorrow, so we thought.
Oh, is that so?
We thought the chairperson could tie up a few loose ends before we wind up. And there are 2 issues with the sales that I wish us to speak on. One, you had just mentioned that that a reserve price was pegged on each asset, each vehicle, and yes, each vehicle.
Yeah, and other. I have to, because the assets are plentiful.
Okay, right. When I'm referring to the vehicles now.
The vehicles, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
specifically to the vehicles.
Very well.
So there was a reserve price attached to that, and the committee can attest to that. We have seen documents of the valuations and the reserve prices attached.
Okay.
And you just mentioned that as a matter of practice, the reserve price was the base price, that what was expected was that the secretary and his team were to sell above or beyond the reserve price.
Correct.
As a matter of almost, you could equivalent it to an order. Those were your words. Yes,
definitely.
Now
that was an order, definitely.
Indeed. Now the committee has seen several evidence, several reports rather, showing that several assets were sold under the reserve price. Now, my question there is not why, but where the secretary got the authority to sell below the reserve price. And if I may just fine-tune that a bit. Well, with the issue of with the first secretary, we got an explanation from the first secretary himself and Commissioner Abiosi George, who was here, and gave us a lot of light on the two, or rather three, undervaluations that Mr. Alhaji Mamadi Kurang sold assets under. And she explained that a meeting was held after those sales, and he was asked to explain, and we have those documents. The one I wish to clarify is the second phase, when Ms. Ramatulai Sar was the secretary. But she did not go on the field. Her two secretaries, or rather her two assistants, went on the field for her. And from their testimony, they said anytime they had an incident or an occasion to sell an asset below the reserve price, they got authority from the commission. Now, they claim that they got the authority from Commissioner Abiosi George, and Commissioner Abiosi George has denied that. And we just wish to put it to you whether that was a requirement. They needed to have come back to the commissioners if they wish to sell under the reserve price, and whether that ever occurred, whether they came back to you.
No. That is straightforward.
Great.
And
I'm sure you wish to expound.
Well, because nobody, as far as I'm concerned, has ever approached me personally to talk about going under the reserve price.
By the way, Honorable Dayan,
yes,
there was a serious allegation laid against you, and I must put it to you for you to clarify.
Yes.
The allegation was that you did not have a mobile phone at the time.
That is quite true.
Yes.
That was, I'm one of those old-fashioned, they used to laugh at me at the bar.
And we were told that Commissioner Abiosi George was the commissioner who would relay information.
That is true.
So perhaps that is how they relay.
That is true. We were the people, myself and Atumangay, who were laughed at the bar, you know, that we were dinosaurs, you know. That's the word they applied.
But I'm being told by the secretariat that you now have a phone, and they reached
I have it here, in fact.
Yes, that's
Although
good.
I've given it to my assistant.
Yes,
here.
yes. Okay, that's my apologies for that.
So shut it out if it rings.
That's fine.
And disturbs everybody.
That's fine. My apologies for sidetracking. You can
No,
proceed.
but that is definitely true.
Yes.
I didn't go for those things
Yes, yes.
for a long, long time. And I'll tell you one reason why I did it, because you go to a place like a mosque at that early date, I'm telling you, and then there was ringing everywhere, and nobody seemed to care. Yeah. Talking on the phone, I thought that was so disrespectful. Yeah. I said, all right, that I will not allow such rubbish to disrupt my principles. You know, that was how it went.
Indeed.
It was only much later that I entered this phase of using, even this, my phone was bought by my daughter all the way in America and sent to me. I'm not enthusiastic. That is quite correct.
Yes, I believe it was told to us because Miss Commissioner Abiosi George wanted to underscore the point that anytime a decision was needed from the commissioners, and the team that needed that decision was remote, it was her that they called. But she did confirm that nobody called her to relay any information about selling under the reserve price. Yes. And you've confirmed that nobody did.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I would go further to say that as far as Abiosi George is concerned, she's one of the best people. I respect for her truthfulness. Yeah. Oh yes, I can always vouch for her. Very, very truthful she was during the time of the commission. She was a lady, if you like. I think that spells out everything.
I believe the committee also observed that.
Well, they are correct.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Now, the other issue I have with the tractor sales, and perhaps I would ask the Secretariat to hand you a document. But before they hand it to you, I just wish to give you a bit of context. You see, the first sales that were conducted under the commission or during the pendency of the commission were the sales of cattle, even though it was not the commission who sold cattle, it was the sheriff's office under the High Court's orders.
Yes.
And those sales were subjected to an application in the High Court. They were subjected to High Court approval.
Yes.
And it was indicated in the order as such. Now, with regards to the sales for the vehicles and tractors, the same was not done. Even though the order from the High Court froze all assets alike.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason I ask this is because, to my mind, there was an existing injunction, so to speak, from the courts, freezing certain assets, all the assets that were the subject of the Janneh Commission. Now, the commission, in their wisdom, when it came to cattle, realized that and sought to go back to the court to seek approval from the court to lift, if you may, that freezing order, or rather unfreeze certain assets, and that was the cattle. Yes.
Who did the lifting?
The court.
No, I mean, who applied for
the Attorney General, of course,
yes,
the Attorney General. And but the fact is that the order for the sale or valuation of cattle noted that the High Court should be consulted, so to speak. I say consulted in a very loose. Well, the High Court should be approached to relax the injunction.
Yes.
But in the case of vehicles, that was not done. And perhaps you can offer us an explanation. I would give you the order for the vehicles. If you wish, I could also give you the order for cattle as well, so you can compare the two.
Yes.
Yes, Secretariat.
But your explanation is quite clear. Well, I can have that.
Sure,
But
sure.
what you explained is quite clear.
Okay, thank you.
Why didn't we do for
The vehicles like you did for...
like we did for cattle? Yeah. Now, sorry.
You can proceed.
Yeah, with regard to the cattle, that was early days, and we tackled the cattle business. Before we tackled the vehicle business, the tractor business, you mean? Now, here we'll have to get into the law a bit.
Certainly.
I think there is confusion here that the court, in terms of hierarchy, is higher than the commission, which, for people who do not know, believe that the court can always impose on the commission. That is not the case. That is the big mistake. But perhaps I should start first that people always think that the high court is the person. In other words, if you have Ami's High Court, that is the court where Ami sits, that's Ami's High Court. If you have the court where Ramu sits, that is Ramu's High Court. If you have a place where Bala sits, is Bala's High Court. That is not the case. There is only one single High Court. Only one High Court in the whole of the Gambia. So there is no such thing as Ami's Court or Badu's Court or so on and so forth. That needs to be explained because that doesn't concern me much, but I've heard and read so many things about the Ministry of Justice, going against Amina Saho's court or something like that, and talking as if the high courts are separate elements. No, there is only one single high court, and they are all of equal jurisdiction. You can always go to a particular court presided over by a particular person, and then for some other purposes, you can go to another person presiding over the High Court. And there is nothing wrong with that. I can tell you that, especially with motions, I myself have done something like that many, many times. What you have to do, as far as I'm concerned, is to tell the new court, if you like, we'll call it court for convenience. You have to say in the affidavit that the earlier court said so and so, so that the new court, and I'm telling you, we are just calling it court for convenience. Once you do that, you can go from court to court to court of the High Court for a particular relief. That is the law. There is not one single court. Now, having said that, I'm saying this because I want you to understand the business of the Commission of Inquiry. A Commission of Inquiry is not a court of law. There is no doubt about it. But it has so many elements of a court of law. And this has been proved, just we can say, because of two cases. With the law might look stupid or funny, but this is quite logical. The law is saying you have the High Court, you have the Commission of Inquiry. The High Court is of equal jurisdiction to a certain extent, but it is never a higher court. The Commission of Inquiry does not take anything from the High Court. Its superior court is the Court of Appeal, and the superior court of the High Court is also the Court of Appeal. The both of them have, so it's just like this. You have the Court of Appeal, you have the Commission here, you have the High Court there. It is never a question of going to the High Court to beg for anything as far as the Commission is concerned. Now, you take note of this so that maybe with the help of your counsel, this was cleared in the case of the Attorney General, which is a Court of Appeal decision, against PAP chairs in second. It was stated there that the Commissions of Inquiry and the High Court of the Gambia are of coextensive jurisdiction. So we do not stand to be ordered by a judge of the High Court. This is what I want to explain. And not only that, not only PAP chairs, etc., but the interesting case is that that case was mentioned, just mentioned, because it wasn't very controversial what the Supreme Court wanted to say. And what is interesting is that Supreme Court case was derived from a case emanating from the Commission of Inquiry. Because we gave a judgment, and let's refer to the case. I think it is noted somewhere. You see it. It's Yes, it's a case of criminal liability. What is this? Oh, this is 9. You have 1 and 2, please. You have this. 1 and 2. Okay. Not 9.
Is it a recent case, Learned Senior?
Sorry? The Supreme Court case? Yes, it was decided at the time of the
2018?
around 2018, yes.
Fayele Geming and the AG.
That's the one.
That's it, yes.
That's the one. It is noted here as one of the cases, not the Supreme Court, because it was in the Court of Appeal then. And then they appealed to the Supreme Court.
Court, yes.
Yeah. And that opens the eyes of so many people, because they never.
Yes, the committee is aware of the matter and has been briefed.
But
yes.
I'm saying that case was in line with the
Pap Chayasin case.
Pap Chayasin case. Definitely they were in line.
Yes.
They never condemned that view. Now, because of that, although the first time they went to the court, but later on, because those were early days, later on, they came to the conclusion that they could do it upon their own jurisdiction and would be wrong to subject themselves to the High Court.
When you say they, you mean the Commission?
The Commission, yes.
Okay.
Because the Commission was of equal jurisdiction with the High Court. And they gave reasons.
Okay, so the reasons why the order was not subjected to the High Court was that
we held the view, going with Ferial as well as Pap Chayasin Seka,
yes,
that we could do it without going for any permission.
Okay.
I know it's difficult to understand because we go through a lot of legal concepts,
yes,
internally. But this is it. Perhaps what I would say is that really the law of the Gambia.
Yes.
We have this system. That was done by our Chief Justice. Okay. I brought it for your own benefit. Yeah. I'm sure you've heard of it. Yeah. It's called the Gambia Legal System.
Yes,
by Chief Justice of the Gambia,
yes.
Ajim. Yeah, it's here. The thing is, when you talk of the law of the Gambia, they just talk of, the Constitution, the Constitution. That's what I hear people always say, but not lawyers. Yeah. I'm not going very far with it.
Please.
The laws of the Gambia. That is the name of the chapter. And he states it exactly as it is stated in the Constitution itself.
In Section 7.
But then expanded,
Yes.
Yeah. Because that is very, very important, the laws of the Gambia.
That the laws include the Constitution, statute, etc.
That's right.
Yes.
But I want to read it so that the others may understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. You see, it says that the laws of the Gambia, one of the remarkable features of the 1997 Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia is that it expressly defines and prescribes the constitution of the laws of the Gambia, so that the corpus juris of the Gambia today can only be determined by reference only to the Constitution. The laws of the Gambia prescribed in Section 7 of the said Constitution as follows. 1. The 1997 Constitution itself. That is quite clear, because it's at the head of everything anyway. 2. The acts of the National Assembly made under constitutional and constitutional subsidiary legislation made under such acts. I think even today I went upstairs and listened to them. The parliamentarians are making some act or subsidiary legislation that belongs to Parliament. The acts. Any orders, rules, regulations, or other subsidiary legislation made by a person or authority under a power conferred to this Constitution or any other laws. The existing laws, including all decrees passed by the Armed Forces Provisional Ruling Council. That is, that is the old Council of Janneh. Then, and this is very important, then the common law and principles of equity. Now, I need not expand on that, but when people talk of equity, they think is, in fact, let me just shut up after I've just said that. Equity, people have written 3-4 volumes on equity alone. Equity is not just fairness. It is a body of laws itself, equity. So when laymen talk of equity and so on, they may not exactly be referring to what it means under the law, but it's a very, very, very important part of the law. In fact, it is said that when the law and equity, they clash, then equity must prevail. And this is why later on in the history of the common law, it was said that they fused equity with the law. But equity is still there in the minds of lawyers, and heavily too. This is why you have so many people talking about equity. Then you have customary law, so far as it concerns members of the communities. Then you have the Sharia law. As far as divorce and marriage, divorce, and inheritance are concerned. This is the body of the law. Okay.
Thank you so much, Leonard Singh.
And I read this only because I wanted note to be taken of 5, the common law and principles of equity. Because if you go by the common law and principles of equity, you are bound to introduce the law as it was up to a time in Gambia, as it was in England, because England was the colonial power, and they imposed so many things that we cannot get rid of, because we've been under the colonial rule for so many times, and much of it is of vital importance, especially when it comes to international commerce and other things. Now, when you go to the common law, you will see that, and equity, in fact, you will see that you can do a lot of things, both in the High Court as well as in the
Subordinate court.
In the Commission of Inquiry.
Okay, I see.
But you don't have a hierarchy at all. High Court, Commission of Inquiry. You have High Court, Commission of Inquiry.
That's great. That's a good picture, Leonard Senior. And yes. I wish to draw from...
I have explained.
Yes, I believe you have explained it explicitly well.
Yes, that was the reason.
So now, just a quick question.
Yes.
If a decision by one High Court, while that High Court is sitting, you mentioned Army's High Court and I can't recall the other name, but I'll just put in my name, Dibas High Court.
Okay.
Yes. Ami's High Court and Dibas High Court.
Yes.
You have, okay, maybe that might not be the best reference, to be honest. Ami's High Court and Fatu's High Court. Let me stick to that.
Yes.
Yes. If Ami's High Court is still functional, is still operating,
Yes.
and I have, and it's abreast with the substantive matter,
Yes.
can I go to Fatu's High Court for an interlocutory application?
This is what once I'm talking of if Fatu's court has already given a decision on an interlocutory matter.
So my question is,
Yes.
Ami's court is where the substantive matter is lodged.
Yes, but there is no interlocutory matter.
Yeah, there is an interlocutory application in Ami's court, which
Ami's
was
court.
granted,
Yes.
right? Ami's court will be sitting from Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
I got the order on Monday.
Yes.
On Wednesday, I go to Fatu's court instead
Yes.
to try and vary Ami's court, Ami's ruling.
Yes.
Is that appropriate?
No,
Why not?
because Ami's court, because then that other court, Fatu's court, is now subordinating Ami's court.
Insubordinating.
Yes. No, not, I say subordinating.
Subordinating, okay.
Yeah. Imposing itself, if you like, on,
Yes.
On the-
Imposing itself in Ami's court.
yes, because of the factors you have
Yes.
said here.
Yes.
But if Ami is absent from her court,
I see.
you see my point?
If Ami is absent from her court, then
And it is, no, there are conditions, and it is very urgent
yes.
for you. For instance, there is a vacation,
Yes.
and Ami is not here. And Ami's court, the High Court, Ami's High Court,
Yes.
if you like. I've explained the
I
business
understand.
of High Court.
I
But there is
understand.
only one.
There's
High
only one high court, yes.
Yeah. You can go to Fatu's court for the same, almost the same
Okay.
thing. But you have to convince. No, first of all, the very first thing is you have to tell the court that you applied in Ami's court and it was rejected for so many reasons. So many reasons would have been given. But then, if you have a further reason, that is the applicant has a further reason, that has to be told Fatu's court. And on the basis of that alone and the urgency of the matter, that court may act.
That's great.
That's what I say. Not only I, but plenty of lawyers have taken advantage of that. But if you do not tell the court that you were rejected, then when the court acts, it's not invalid, but it is not appropriate.
Yes.
It is not illegal at all,
It's not illegal to do what? Sorry?
No, I say if, well, you understood what I said. Okay,
Yes,
I'll say
I
it
understood
again.
until that bit.
Sorry?
I understood most of what you said. Just that bit I
Yeah.
made
Okay,
clarification.
there are two courts, you say Fatu and Ami.
Yes.
Ami gives a decision.
Yes.
This is my decision. It's an interlocutory matter. But Ami is not here. Okay? So you can decide to go to Fatu and give a good reason why you should have the order. And that reason has to include a reason that was not given to Fatu. Maybe you will list all the reasons you gave to Fatu and then an extra
An
reason.
additional reason, yes,
Now, once you do that, there is nothing invalid
about it.
about it.
Okay.
But if in the affidavit you do not tell Fatu that you have already been to court and this happened, then it is wrong.
Yes.
But the decision is not invalid.
It still stands.
It still stands, yes.
Okay, I wish to now
You
replace...
see the point now.
I see the point,
Yes.
Leonard Senior. And I now...
They're equal jurisdiction.
Of course.
But you have to act in accordance with what the law, the gentlemen
Yes,
of
and
the
there has
law.
to be full and frank disclosure.
Correct?
Yes, okay. So I have understood that.
Yes.
Now I wish to replace Fatu and Ami with the commission, the Janneh Commission and the High Court.
Yes.
You see, the first order for the sale of cattle, the commission decided to subject it to the High Court because there was an existing High Court order preserving the assets.
Yes.
But with the vehicles, that was not done.
Yes.
And your explanation is that you felt you had the powers at the time. Of course, with the advice.
Not the first one. The first one, as I said, it was very close to the beginning of the commission.
Yes.
But then the second one, of course, there were thoughts and so on. And which went beyond the thoughts we had applied at the time of the
first
cattle
one.
sales.
Yes. Okay.
And that taught us a lesson.
I actually want to contend with your thoughts at the time. I actually thought, to my mind,
Yes.
the process adopted to sell the cattle was the appropriate process.
Yes.
And it doesn't in any way undermine the commission of inquiry. It also does not make it subordinate to the High Court. Now, I wish to explain that. You've explained the Ami and Fatu court analogy, which I now wish to replace with the commission and the High Court.
Yes.
You have mentioned that there is only one High Court.
Yes.
And 365 or 66 days a year, there is only one High Court, and the High Court would sit every day except for public holidays and weekends.
Yeah.
Correct? So at all times during the pendency of the Janneh Commission, the High Court was sitting.
Yeah.
So at the time the order was made, the High Court was sitting. I make that, that's you confirm that, right?
That
The High Court
you
was...
are telling me.
Yes, I'm telling you that the High Court was sitting. Can you confirm that?
No, I can't.
You cannot, okay.
Without looking at.
Yeah, but because even if it was on vacation during the vacation period, there would be 1 or 2 vacation judges. Correct?
Yes.
That's the practice.
Yes.
So at all times there is a High Court judge sitting.
Correct.
Okay, that's my point.
Yeah.
But yet, still, the commission decided that it would make the order on its own volition without subjecting it to the High Court. And subjecting it, I say subject loosely, not that the High Court has hierarchy over the Commission of Inquiry, but that the High Court is abreast with the substantive suit. And these assets are a question in that suit. So to my mind, that order of the High Court needed to be relaxed before the commission could act in selling. Because, and I'm happy that you introduced the Fayale Gray, is it Grenham? Supreme Court ruling.
Yeah.
Sorry, the name is a foreign name, so I struggle with it a bit.
Ghanem.
Ghanem, yes.
Ferial Ghanem.
Exactly. You see, in that judgment, the Supreme Court noted a few things, as you have noted. I will not repeat whatever you have repeated, but there's one thing that you neglected to put on the record, and that the Commission of Inquiry is a tool, as part of the executive.
Yes.
That's one thing I wish for you to note.
And I agree that was stated
Yes,
in
it was stated in that judgment.
Yeah.
But also, in the substantive case in the High Court, it is the government who is the plaintiff.
Yeah.
So you find yourself at a crossroad here. Here's a Commission of Inquiry that is a tool of the executive, and they are part of the executive. They have made an order to vary the orders of a High Court in which they are plaintiffs of. I mean,
I'll just correct one thing.
Please, go on.
You say in the substantive part of the case, the commission was the plaintiff. Never.
No, I didn't say the commission. I said the government was the plaintiff.
Oh, I see.
In the High Court. It was Attorney General versus Alhaji Yaya AJJ Jammeh.
Which one?
The case in the High Court.
This Ferial.
No. Okay, so
I
perhaps
thought you were talking about
let me track back.
for real.
Let me track back. Just more context. So before the commission was set up,
You are still dealing with for real, are you? Or something else?
I'm dealing with it, but
Okay, all right.
let me just try and explain it to you.
All right.
And give you more context. So before the commission was set up, the commission was set up on the 17th of July, 2017. Before this commission was set up, a suit was filed by the government in the High Court.
Yes, which I understood later.
Yes. And that suit, an injunction, an application for an injunction was made in that suit.
Yes.
And it was granted to the government,
Yes.
to the Attorney General, of course. And all the assets, except for 3 assets dealt with by the commission, were part of that freezing order. Right? The 3 assets I refer to are companies that the commission later came to discover, such as Dunes Hotel and
Yes.
2 others. Yes. Those were the ones that were not part of the order.
Yes.
But the order had frozen all vehicles, all livestock, all wildlife, and bestowed it upon certain institutions.
Yeah.
Now, to my mind, that order needed to have been relaxed before the commission could comfortably sell those assets. And the commission did relax it in the case of the cattle.
Yes, you've said this before.
Yes, I said it. I just I'm trying to give you more context. But the commission neglected to do so in the case of the vehicles.
Yeah.
And as you explained,
Yeah.
it's because you felt at the time you were of the same jurisdiction, concurrent jurisdiction as the High Court,
Yeah.
and you felt you didn't need to go to the High Court.
Yeah. Okay, that's what, of course, that is your view.
Yes, that's my view,
And I have the other view.
of course.
Now,
Which
the
I
only-
contend with, of course.
The only people who can resolve that are the Court of Appeal. Failing there, you go to the Supreme Court. This is why we always talk of judicial usurpation. One lawyer has his view, the other lawyer has his view, and they go for stare decisis.
That's true.
That is the decision of
That's
the
true.
High
Perhaps
Court.
let me ask it
But
this way.
at this point in time,
Yes.
which case can you quote to say that that is not legal?
That is not?
What you are saying,
Yes.
which case can you?
The judgment we both referred to.
No, but
The Fayele judgment
no, show me
of the
how.
Supreme Court.
I don't see it in that case,
Okay, that's fine.
which I mentioned.
That's fine. One thing that you have
That
that
is
I will
the
agree with you is that the only authority rather to
Yes.
steer from right or wrong would be the Supreme Court. So I'll leave it there. My view contending with the view of the commission at the time.
Exactly.
However, I would like to ask a question.
Okay, but because
Are
I
you
just
saying-
wanted to add something.
Yes, I will allow you to add, but just answer this question. Are you saying that a commission of inquiry can set aside a ruling of or an order of the High Court?
No,
Okay, then please
They cannot.
elaborate.
and also the High Court cannot set aside the order of the Commission of
Agreed,
Inquiry.
but
this is why we talk.
But the order of the commission
yes,
had the effect of varying the High Court order. That's what I'm telling you.
you are talking of effect, and I'm telling you that the only person who can say that that was wrong in law is the Court of Appeal. I'm
Fair.
telling that the Supreme Court.
Fair enough.
That's why we talk of judicial usurpation.
That's fine. That's
it's
fine.
not for you to decide that.
Honest.
And it is not for me to decide that.
Great.
We
But
don't have a clash of views
indeed, I agree with you.
until it. What, as I said, I wanted to add one thing.
Go on.
You see, the person who is affected is the person who should have appealed to the Court of Appeal, and that was never done.
And who would that be?
Who
in
is
this
there?
case?
Right in the middle, it's Yahya Jammeh. And I can assure you that the ex-president never appeared in the commission, even though we took the trouble to serve him all the way in Guinea-Bissau. Not only that,
Equatorial
not Guinea-Bissau, Equatorial Guinea. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. Equatorial Guinea. Not only that, but he was told that he can always appear by other means. Not the same thing that you did yesterday with the Attorney General.
The Attorney General.
That he appeared here, through
Virtually, yes.
virtually, if you like, yes. The ex-president was given the chance to appear virtually, like some other 6 or 7 people.
Sure.
He ignored. Now, he was the only one who could have attacked us and go to the Court of Appeal, but that was not done. Not only that, I know for a fact that the ex-president had thousands of people in the Gambia who could have gone to the Court of Appeal on his behalf, and that he had the money to do that, but that never happened. So there was a total contempt for the Commission of Inquiry. It's very different from other institutions. I am telling you, we took the steps to make him understand all these things, but he never took steps against.
Okay, that's understood. I'll just reiterate a question.
It has to
I
be
asked.
understood.
That's understood.
Yeah,
That's understood. So, just
the
for
president was given all the opportunity and was served.
yes, we have seen the service.
Okay.
It's on record.
Yes, all right.
I just wish to ask again, for
Yes,
the avoidance of doubt,
Yes, please.
can an order of the High Court be varied by an order of a Commission of Inquiry?
No.
Thank you.
And the opposite cannot, the reverse cannot happen.
The reverse can also not happen.
Meaning the High Court cannot vary the decision of the Commission of Inquiry.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's
But then, in essence, my learned senior, we are in agreement that the order made by the Commission of Inquiry varying the High Court order
yeah.
was not proper.
But you never had you are saying that by implication. Was there any application for the variation? Did the Commission of Inquiry say that it was varying, or you are just making a conclusion, a deduction?
No, the Commission of Inquiry,
Yeah.
the application of counsel would have been for the sale of vehicles,
Sorry?
the valuation and sale of vehicles, which were frozen in a High Court order.
Yeah.
And the Commission of Inquiry would have ordered that, as it's before you, that the vehicles are valued and sold,
Yeah.
contrary to the order of the High Court.
Yes, that is as far as the High Court is concerned.
Yes.
But insofar as the Commission is concerned, Commission of Inquiry, did it ever pronounce that it was varying the order of the?
Well, the order is
the order
before
of the
you.
High Court.
I can read it out.
That's why I'm saying you are saying it by
Yes.
deduction,
Yes.
but the court did not. The Commission did not actually say it. In other words, you are arguing before a court to make a decision. So you can't make the decision. You can only have your views.
No, I'm not making any decision. My view is that
Yeah.
the order made by the Commission
Yeah.
varied the High Court order.
That's what you are saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
When you have a variation, you order it. You talk about it.
In express words.
You know what? If the person concerned was to go to the High Court, was to go to the Court of Appeal, that would be his argument, that we varied the High Court order, not so. That's what they would say.
Perhaps, yes.
Now, we would say, no. We didn't vary at all. You are a High Court. We are a Commission of Inquiry. For such and such a reason, we have done such and such a thing. And we never said that we were varying your order.
Fair enough. I see.
And then the Court of Appeal will decide which is more reasonable. You think you are more reasonable, and we think we are more reasonable.
Indeed.
That's why I say you cannot have judicial usurpation. You cannot usurp the power of a High Court or Court of Appeal.
I don't intend to do so.
Exactly.
But I believe that
what
the Commission did in 2018.
Exactly. Your view.
Is that the Commission did. But I don't wish to do.
My view is that the Commission didn't.
Fantastic.
And that
so we are at a
it
deadlock.
could have been resolved by
Yes.
Janneh going to the Court of Appeal.
Fair enough.
Now, I'm glad you understand exactly what I'm
Oh no, I understood from the jump. I wanted you to indulge me on it.
Oh,
But
well,
again,
this is the law. This
is.
is how the law works.
It is.
And that's why we have stare decisis until we reach the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
These are very difficult things, you see. This is why, since, if you allow me, I'll say.
please go ahead. Go ahead.
This is why I think Madam Bensouda said so, you know, it is dangerous for a committee to deal with jurisdiction. That is the point. Because once that is done, you know, once you challenge legally the order of a commission of inquiry, you are entering the arena of judicial usurpation, because you and the Honorable Committee are not a court.
No, we are not. But we are the National
you
Assembly.
You cannot.
I must.
You
okay.
cannot.
I'll let you learn.
You cannot give judgment on the orders of the Commission of Inquiry. It is very, very dangerous. It cannot be done.
Are you done?
I say your committee.
No, I've understood. Are you done?
I'm done. Yes.
Okay. I would like to also state that while we are not a court of law,
Yes.
which is agreed, we cannot vary any of the orders. But we advise the president on policy. I'll repeat what I told Ms. Bensouda.
Yeah.
We advise the president on policy.
Yeah. The President of the Republic.
Yes, and the Janneh Commission was a mechanism employed by the executive, which was policy. He used his powers to constitute the Janneh Commission. Now, while we don't have powers to vary the order, the National Assembly has powers to scrutinize every activity of the executive, including the Commission of Inquiry. And if that includes looking at the rulings and the orders made by the Commission of Inquiry and looking at the rationale and including it in our report to advise the president, then so be it. We are within our mandate. Whether it's dangerous or not, perhaps that we can leave that for the courts, and not perhaps I would ask you not to also usurp the powers of the court, and we leave that for the courts to interpret.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I said.
Very well.
That this committee cannot do that.
Yes, but we are within our powers.
Sorry?
We are within our powers
To look into?
to look into everything we're looking into right now.
Oh.
Yes,
I thought you had a mandate and a remit. Remember, this is a committee,
Yes, it is.
and the power really is the plenary.
Agreed. I agree.
Plenary parliament itself.
Yes, it is.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
So don't tell me that you can go beyond.
I did not say that we can go beyond our
Well, I am telling you now that you cannot go beyond the mandate and the remit of Parliament.
I'm sure the chairperson would tell you. Sorry? Of cabinet.
Of what?
Or parliament.
Parliament.
Or parliament, yes. Of course we cannot.
Yeah, because you have a mandate. It is all written.
Of course it is.
You know,
But I'm telling you that we are within that mandate.
and I'm saying you are not.
Then we are at a stalemate again, Leonard Senior. Perhaps we should go to court then.
Exactly. Well, I don't know.
So we'll await for the
It is
court.
worthwhile. This is
I mean,
exactly what I'm saying.
that's great. That's
you
great.
cannot have. You see, you must follow the separation of powers.
Of course
as
we
a,
are.
as a guideline.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. This is for the executive. This is for the legislature, and this is for the judiciary.
So where does
Because
the Commission of Inquiry stand?
Time.
In which arm?
No, the executive.
The executive arm.
Yeah.
Who we are to scrutinize.
Yes. So if
I guess we are within our
if Parliament disagrees with the executive branch, if you
Yes.
like, then they can go to the judiciary.
Yes, or employ
And
other
the
means.
judiciary must have the final judgment.
If I would enlighten you that we actually have other means to hold the government accountable, except going to apart from going to court.
I know that.
Yes.
I know that, even without you saying.
In fact, this is one of those.
But I am
This
saying
is one of those means.
the means.
The committee is one of those means.
Yes.
And now that's what we're doing. We're holding the executive.
Yes, but the committee cannot go beyond its mandate decided by Parliament itself.
That is understood, 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You can't do it.
So can we proceed?
Sorry? Yes.
We can proceed?
Sorry? I hear something.
Can we proceed?
No, I was saying the committee is working for the Parliament.
Yes, exactly.
This committee is assigned by the Parliament.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Then we're saying the same thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right then. We're saying the same thing then.
The same thing.
So I can then proceed with my questions because we are within our remit. Right?
Well, you say
We are within our remit.
to do what?
To ask the questions we're asking you.
Well, you are here to ask questions.
And
We are here
fantastic.
to, well, I'm talking of specifically. You cannot deal with the question we just dealt with. That's what I'm saying.
The question whether, in actual fact, the actual procedure was followed.
The actual procedure of
What question are you talking about?
what have we been talking about all the time?
We're talking about the order of the commission vis-a-vis the order of the High Court.
I have said here, firmly and without ambiguity, that when it comes to matters that deal with judicial subjects, only the judiciary can settle it finally. But
I agree.
that's what I said. That's all.
That's fine. That's agreed. We can move on then.
Yes, carry on.
The point, just to, because we've gotten ourselves entangled in a conversation and perhaps the facts might have been faded, but just to bring it out from my last question,
Yes.
my query was that the commission had an order made when there was a pre-existing order by a court, and that the effect of the commission's order varied the court's order. And you've had your say on that, just for the record. Perhaps we can move now.
I see. I've already.
Yeah,
which
you've
I definitely.
yes, you have dealt with that.
Yeah.
I was just trying to sanitize the record because we were going back and forth for quite a while.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I understand that between two lawyers there
Of
are
course, yes.
arguments all the
Yes.
time, but the only people who can decide the law are the judiciary. That's all.
That is agreed. We are dealing with the facts here.
Yes.
Yes, we will report on the facts.
Yeah, facts I'm okay with.
Okay.
Anytime you can ask me.
Yes, yes.
Whatever I know about the facts, I'll tell you.
No, you've been telling us. I just put on the record certain facts. The fact that you, in effect, varied the court's order. But we can proceed.
In effect,
Yes.
I'm saying that we did not.
Yes.
Because-
We're clear on that. We're on opposing sides.
Yes.
Great. Conflict would be my next
Conflict
yes,
of interest.
conflict of interest,
Yeah.
supposed conflict of interest. And perhaps I would point you to the, if I could explain to you instead of putting documents to you, because I'm aware that you have seen most of these documents and you're aware of them. But if you feel like you,
Please, don't assume, because
yes, but if you,
but I'm not as agile as
I understand that.
83. I was not as agile as when I was 40,
I see.
which is probably your age. I don't know.
I had the
So please let me.
I had the privilege of escorting you from the chambers to here, and you were walking faster than me. So
Remember,
I would say that you're pretty agile still.
I'm 83.
Yes.
Yeah. You remember the president of America when he said a lot of rubbish because he had passed. Well, I hope I'm not talking a lot of rubbish. But my brain is not as agile as at 45, Not at all. my memory, my thinking capacity, everything has changed. And maybe I have only another, 5 years? In life, I mean.
You seem pretty strong, Leonard Senior. I would want to put to you a document, please, Secretariat KMT2. Sorry, AMK2. Perhaps I can explain, and if you need the document, feel free to ask for the document. So, at some point in July of 2018, Mr. Alhaji Mamadi Kurang, the first secretary, submitted a complaint, a petition, so to speak, to the office of the president, and you were copied in that missive.
Sorry, what date again?
The exact date is, my apologies. So the document is actually not dated, but I can trace it to July 2018.
I see. Well, I'll assume that it was July.
Yes.
I'll assume that, yes.
Yes. And he wrote to the office of the president, complaining about the lead counsel and raising several issues. Issues of interference with the commission's orders, issues of interference and manipulation of the commission's budget.
That was the petition to
the president.
Yeah, that's the one who appointed him.
Yes.
Yes. Who appointed Mamadi Kurang.
Kurang, yes.
Yes.
Should I proceed or you?
No, carry on.
Okay.
I just want to make that clear.
Selective questioning of witnesses was also an issue. Accusation, yes.
Against Mrs. Bensouda.
Ms. Bensouda. He also said that the ABN Co law firm is competing with the commission. He also said that that the lead counsel's connection to witnesses is compromising. He also said that there was a lapse in the professional judgment of the lead counsel.
Yes.
Of course, we had the benefit of hearing the version of one of the commissioners, at least, that was Commissioner Abiosi George, and she, for the most part, said, perhaps let me not say what she said. Let me hear from you first, and then I'll later put to you what the Honorable Commissioner said. My question now is, if you recall this petition.
Can I have it now?
Right. 2.
I know that a petition definitely was. I can't remember the details.
You can have my copy, Secretariat. Secretariat, you can have my copy. Oh, you have it. We seem to be running out of time, so we would need to make it a bit snappy from henceforth.
Oh, sorry, that's a pity. Thank you. Sorry. Well, what I have here is not a petition. Maybe you have given me the wrong thing. What I have here,
It's the correct exhibit. It's a letter to the office of the president, but it's done in form of a memo.
sorry?
If you allow me to explain.
Yes, please.
It
Because I
is-
see, sorry, let me tell you what I see here. Lead counsel Ami Bensouda. Two. Lead counsel Ami Bensouda. It's addressed to Ami Bensouda. This letter.
Can I
See it, yes?
please?
Before we go further, let's settle that. Sorry. Here. So it's addressed to Ami Bensouda. Yeah.
Okay, you're actually right, Honorable
Yes.
Doyen. I wish to note that there is a subsequent letter, or rather, there's an earlier letter. I'm not sure which is which.
Well, you don't have it.
Which is, we do have it here. Do you want to see that?
Well, if you want to question on it, I definitely have to.
Well, I'm not questioning on the substance of it. I'm questioning
Okay,
on
all right, let
on the
me
fact
hear you
that
out. And
yes,
if it is necessary to
seek for the document, it
then
can
you
be.
give me the letter.
Yes, I'm sure the Secretariat are fishing it out as we speak. But my question was in relation to the events that surrounded those allegations, and if you could just shed light on it, so that we can proceed.
Okay, perhaps we should start with what the report says. There is something on it.
Okay.
The report, well, tell you, where is it now? Let's see. Get it. Sorry for wasting your time, but
Oh no, you've not wasted our time in any bit. We are constrained with time.
but we said something. Definitely, it is necessary for you to if you have it's page 29 of volume 1. 29 of volume 1. Sorry? You've
Please
seen
proceed. Yes,
You've
I'm
seen
there.
it?
Yes.
Under the Secretariat.
Yes.
I need not waste your time and read all that. Go to the second paragraph. We are, however, constrained to touch on the not so good relationship that developed between our Secretary, Alaji Mamadi Kurang, and lead counsel, Mrs. Ami Bensouda. A few months after commencement of public hearings, so that was, I didn't put a date to it, but you can see a few months after we stopped taking evidence, just like we are doing now. That's what I mean by public hearings. A clash in chambers, for the clarity of everyone. Sometimes we appeared in public, and there was a special room where we would go to at the end of the hall. It was a large room where we dealt with chambers matter. Nobody except those invited would come there, and the commissioners, we would sit down and decide. That is what we call chambers. Now, a few months after commencement of the public hearings, a clash in chambers, there was a clash in the chambers between the two, meaning Alaji Mamadi Kurang and Mrs. Ami Bensouda, from inappropriate language directed by the Secretary at lead counsel was averted by the intervention of the chairman and other commissioners, and reconciliation was effected. It's a pity Abiosa George was not asked about this, because maybe you did, I don't know. It didn't occur. It was irrelevant then.
She was asked about it. I'm just waiting for your response,
okay,
and I'll give you her response.
Okay. Unfortunately, on 5th,
Perhaps you can just give us your response. We have the benefit of the report. We will read it.
yeah, but I'm not sure that you read it. You will read it, you said, but I want to ensure that you read it.
We have read. By the way, for the record, we have read every single document that has
But
that
this
has graced.
particular section, I'm just refreshing you. If you
I understand, but
you want my views.
yes, I want your views.
Well, this is the background.
We have read the background. Now give us the view.
Well, what do you see on the background then? I'm not to ask you questions, but I have my doubts.
You have your doubts that the parliament read the documents.
The parliament,
What are your doubts?
not that you read it, but my doubt is that this particular point entered your minds. Because there is no point in asking me further questions if you had read what I've said.
The point is that, Leonard Senior, that we have conflicting evidence, and we need the Honorable Chairperson of the Janneh Commission to clarify
And
the
I'm trying to
conflicting.
help you.
You are trying to, but
Starting with the report.
yes, I understand. As I mentioned,
Okay.
we are heavily constrained with
No,
time.
no. Yeah, I know, but you, huh?
We have another witness by 3 p.m. It's
Yeah, but
2:20.
remember, since 10 o'clock, I've
And
been here.
we definitely apologize for that.
I've been here since 10 o'clock.
We definitely apologize for that.
Yes.
Nice.
Just allow him to make a quick wrap up.
Sorry.
Honorable Chair, we're not wrapping up yet. We have several other issues. We have not touched on reporting.
Kind of a pull and push between you and him. Well, just allow him to quickly summarize that.
That's
then you
it.
come. That's what
Yes, I don't mind a summary, not a verbatim.
The next sentence is very relevant.
Please go
I
ahead.
say, unfortunately, on 5th July 2018, the Secretary Kurang, without the advanced knowledge of the chairman or the commissioners, addressed directly to the President of the Republic an accusatory letter directed at the lead counsel, Bensouda, who sent a vigorous written response robustly refuting Kurang's allegations. Both the mainstream and social media widely published the conflict between Secretary and legal counsel, and the commissioners awaited the decision of the President of the Republic on the issue. Within a few days, the Office of the President reacted by removing Kurang as Secretary to the Commission. As already revealed, it was HE, the President, who appointed both the Secretary and the Commissioners. And he, being the addressee of the Secretary's letter, was the only person with authority to solve the problem. The Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Justice, Mrs. Ramatulai Sarr, took over the duties of Mr. Kurang until the completion of the Commission's work. And then, this is important to us, but because of the newspaper nonsense that was going on, no bona fide critic with any sense of justice can in any way blame the honorable commissioners for the eruption of the authoritative and unimpeachable solution of the issue of the Secretary Council conflict by His Excellency the President. So, if I may say this clearly, we were there was a quarrel, and I can tell you now that at that quarrel, in chambers, we were the only ones there. The commissioners, the secretary, and the and the legal counsel. And I can say it again, that the manner in which he spoke was, that is the secretary, was unacceptable. Because I can tell you, I for one, I am one of those people who could never ever address a lady in the manner in which Kurang addressed Bensouda on that day. And this is what I report here. So, who was to solve that problem? The president, not us, because we never appointed either of them. The Attorney General appointed Bensouda, and the President of the Republic himself appointed Kurang. He was the only one to resolve the problem of Kurang. That's all I have to say on that matter. Nothing else. And it is here, it is recorded. 9 years or 9 years ago, I think. It's here, 7 years ago.
Were the allegations brought to you before they were sent to the office of the president?
The allegation.
Yes.
Where is it? That's why I say I have to read it. I don't know the allegation.
I will give the Secretariat the document again.
Yes.
The allegations are consistent in both documents.
But we tried our best, that's all I can say.
There are 6 allegations, so...
Yes. When I see the allegations, I'll... Thank you. Well, look at it. It's the same thing. To lead.
Yes, the focus should be on the allegations, the issues that are underlined. There are 6 of them. That's the focus.
Your focus, you think?
Yes, the committee's focus, yes.
Yes, my focus is...
But with all due respect, Honorable Lannis Senior,
Yes.
you are the witness of the committee. You're not to dictate proceedings. You're to answer questions. It's the committee's
How
interest.
would I dare to do that?
Thank you. Please look at the issue.
Well, I'm answering your question.
Thank you.
You started by saying, Ami Bensouda's report to the president.
I said the secretary's letter to the president, which is...
That's what I'm saying. And that,
I understand.
That does not exist here.
Yeah, that's not the same document. If you want the document, we can stand down and get the document
If
for
you like.
That's
But
fine.
I
No,
will
we
not-
don't like.
I will
We
not-
definitely won't like to stand down. We want to ask you questions
And
based
we
on the
can stay
issues.
here till 10 o'clock at night.
That's not our wish.
Well, so what do you want to do?
I wish for you to look at the issues.
I will not comment on something I do not see.
You're looking at the document. It's the same issues. And it was copied to you.
How do I know that?
The committee is... I'm the mouthpiece of the committee.
I will not comment on this document. I will never comment on this document, no matter what it is.
But you were copied on this document.
I say I will not comment on this.
Okay, I'll ask my
document.
questions and then you wish
Yes,
to,
yes,
you
can
cannot comment if you wish.
I will never.
And
comment
I
on
would,
that
I would,
document.
Lannis Senior,
I do not see. Never ever.
that's the document before you. It's
Sorry.
a document that from the secretary to the lead counsel.
Yes.
It's
That is
before
true.
you.
I have
Now I'm going to ask you questions on that document before you.
All right.
And I want to caution you that I'm not answering those questions.
Yes.
These questions that I'm about to put for you
Yes.
could amount to contempt on Lannis Senior. I'm sure you know that
Well,
already.
reminding me of that is not proper, because you do not expect a man like me not to read the parliamentary rules, and you have rules. That's it. You have the National Assembly orders. You have them.
Yes, what about them?
So I say you will go according to the rules as stated here.
Indeed. And those rules are saying,
And I'm saying I'm familiar with these rules.
and I'm telling you, I'm also familiar with those rules, Leonard Senior, and I'm telling you that if you do not answer my questions, you could be cited for contempt, according to those rules in front of you.
Yeah, who said that I don't want to answer your question?
Okay, very
I
well.
am saying I will not answer any question on a document I do not see. I see
and
this
that is
document.
fair enough.
Therefore, I can answer questions on the document I see.
Brilliant. Then we can move on.
Yes.
Yes,
But
fantastic.
not any document I don't see. Never, ever.
You know, with all due respect, we wouldn't question you on a document you wouldn't see. In fact, I gave you the option. If you insist that you want to see the document, we will produce it for you. If you wish for us to take a stand down, we will produce it for you. But they are the same issues, and that's the document I wish to question you on.
So you want me to take an option?
Sorry?
You have repeated the option. Do you want me to take that option?
If you wish to take the option,
Okay, I
it.
take that option.
Honorable Chair, I wish for us to take a stand down.
Yeah.
For us,
How many minutes?
about 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
No, make it 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
I think 5 is more.
We can go through the document.
5 minutes.
So we start. Meeting stand down.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Can I go to the loo? Thank- We'll be back in
And
No.
before
I don't agree with that.
I make my clarification, I do believe I owe you an apology. Well, it seems like there was a bit of a misunderstanding before the break when we were going back and forth. And what I had understood you to be saying was that you would not answer questions, but my attention has been drawn to it, and that's certainly not what you were saying. Yes, and I want to also note, Honorable Chair, that the document that was given to the witness before the break is the same document that I've given the witness again, and it's the same document I was referring to, in fact. Perhaps I would correct that it was addressed to the lead counsel, not to the president. Yeah, I would make that correction on air.
Yes.
But it was copied to the president, it was copied to the chairperson, it was also copied to the Attorney General and Solicitor General as well. I hope that deals with whatever you were going to say, Honorable
Yes,
Lanesia.
the document, the second document I've been given was addressed to lead counsel Ami Bensouda.
Yes, and you, but then you were copied
Yes.
as chairperson.
Yes.
The president was also copied.
Well, as is written here, I don't know whether the president got it.
I can assure you that the president got it, because the file that you are currently holding is from the office of the president, and it's a submission by the office of the president. So the president indeed got it. It was
But
copied.
I can only vouch for myself.
That's fine. That's fine.
Only. It's been copied to me, yes.
Yes, and the other commissioners as well as the Attorney General.
From what I see,
Yes.
but I cannot vouch for that.
Yes. What is written on the document is that these individuals were copied.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, what is written there.
Thank you. That's all I
But
want
I'm
to
not sure that they've been,
That's not the question,
yes.
Lanet Senior. That's fine. There are 6 issues in this document. Can you see all 6 issues?
I see number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes.
To be fair to you, it's perhaps been a long time since you saw this document. I would just give you maybe 2 minutes. I believe that's sufficient just to abreast yourself. You need not read the issues in detail, but at least the headings, so that you're able to tell us a bit about it.
Yes, I have read it, although I cannot say that I have absorbed everything because it's extremely detailed, all right?
It is detailed.
But I'm ready to answer questions.
Yes. Now that you've read it, what the committee wishes to understand is whether the commission had a chance to resolve issues, this issue particularly, before it's spilled over to the president.
You mean these issues?
Yes.
Not one issue, these issues. As I have already explained, my policy over this conflict between the lead counsel and the secretary was to make peace. That's why we, as I have already stated, we said in the book, that is
That's volume 1 on page 29.
yes,
Yes.
which we wrote a long time ago. We tried, in fact, it was so calm, I thought everything was over.
Yes.
To be very frank. Just as I have written here.
Yes, because what you have noted in the report is that it was resolved. In fact, yes.
The argument.
Yes,
not,
yes.
Not all these issues, because these issues, they didn't come into effect.
I see.
I am saying they quarreled, almost. In fact, that's the only word I can use. Although the
Okay.
Quran was by far the more aggressive. And since we thought everything was not in relation to this. I didn't say the
I see. I see. There was a separate quarrel, to borrow your words.
Separate one.
Quarrel, to borrow your words.
You think it was in relation to this that we met? No.
Certainly, that's what I thought.
No. They had almost violent quarrel.
That was after the sales, right?
I put it down.
That was after the...
Together with Abiesa George and Sen. All right?
And when did this quarrel, the one you're referring to, when did it occur?
When did it happen?
Yes.
Whether it happened before this or after this.
No, when? When did it happen?
Well, I can't remember
don't,
that.
okay.
It's a long,
But
long time.
if I could try and jog your memory,
But I can give you, there's a hint here.
the 5th of June.
Well, I can never remember that day. I'm saying there's a hint here.
Yes, the hint says 5th.
Sorry?
The hint is 5th.
No, I'm talking about the volume. Volume 1. Volume 1. Which I have just read here. The Secretariat. Unfortunately, on
The 5th of July, 2018.
That's it. Without, okay. That's why I say I'll give you, this thing gives me,
Yes, that's why I said the hint is the 5th.
okay. What is in the book is definitely what is accurate. Because this was written.
What is accurate about that bitter quarrel?
That bitter?
You just mentioned that what is in the book.
Yeah,
When in the book you mean volume 1 of the report.
Exactly, because that was written
I understand.
just after, it's not 9 years now.
I understand.
It
So
was written a long
what?
time ago.
Yes. What is reflected on page 29
Yes.
under Secretariat of volume 1 of the report
Yes.
is the bitter quarrel between Mr. Alhaji Mamadi Kurang and Leonard Senior Ami Bensouda. Correct?
Yes. I say bitter quarrel, but the quarrel was initiated by Kurang.
Yes. That is understood. What I wish to understand now is the period within which that happened. And I wish to also equally give you a hint
Yes.
that it could have been right after the tractor sales when the government a personnel from the government, or rather the office of the president, came to stop sales.
I see.
Do you remember that?
I can't remember. But if
Okay.
you say so, it's all right.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't mind.
So then we have established that there are these are two different incidents.
Which one? And
The quarrel and the letter that's before you, the memo that's before you, rather.
yes.
There are
Although
two different
they might have
incidents.
been linked.
Yes.
They might
Okay.
have been
They
linked.
might have been linked. All right.
Might
So
have been linked.
now referring to the
In
memo
light of the
that
quarrel, they might have been linked.
I see
Because I told you that the language of Kurang then was
was inappropriate.
inappropriate. That's the only word I can use here in
Yes.
this August gathering.
Yes.
All right.
But I'm sure you have a much uglier word in mind to describe it. I was paying you that line.
I can't remember those.
That's fine.
words
That's fine.
because those
Okay.
words were.
That's fine.
As far as my character is concerned, I wouldn't do that to any lady. I think that
It
is
was uncalled for.
good. After
It was uncalled for.
uncalled for, worse than uncalled for.
I see.
I think that
Okay.
will help you to understand.
That's
But I'm not
that's
going to use any
adjective.
terrible language here.
I see.
In fact, I've forgotten that. The
That's
terrible
all
language,
right. I just wish
I wouldn't
to.
put that in my head.
I
My
understand.
head will only register.
In the spur of the moment.
Huh?
It will only come out in the spur of the moment.
Yeah, and it will summarize what
Yes.
happened as
I understand.
inappropriate, but not the adjectives or anything like that.
Yes. Okay.
Forgotten that.
That's fine. That's fine. Now, I just want to know, aside from the incident you had in that very large room that you explained, which was later resolved by yourself and the other two commissioners, the issues encompassed in this memo, were they ever brought to your attention?
Yeah, definitely. I tend to remember this letter.
Yes, but before the letter was issued, were these issues that are encompassed in the letter brought to you? Were they ever brought to you, perhaps to give you a chance to resolve the matter?
No.
They were never brought to you.
Never. Not by the parties.
Okay, so you saw this once
I
it
can
had.
tell you that. Let me tell you.
Please.
As far as this meeting was concerned, I was extremely surprised. I think the others too, the other commissioners, if they really tell you what occurred, they'll tell you that it was very, very ugly indeed. To me, it was very ugly that a young fellow would stand before a lady who probably has a child equal to him in all ways, would use such language. I mean, that's why I had to put it here in this report together with the other commission. Otherwise, it would never have appeared here. I say
Okay.
I because I think somebody said so that I did the introduction.
Yes, Commissioner Abiosi George.
Yes, I did
Did.
the commission. Not arbitrarily, because all of them had their input
Of course.
in the commission.
She did
But
mention
I remember
that-
this, and it touched me so much that I had to put it in the report. It was very bitter, as you put it,
Yes.
very bitter. And up to this moment, frankly, I do not know the genesis of that trouble. Because I was nice to all of them. Kurang, if you want me to say so,
They all spoke highly of you.
Kurang,
Yes.
Mr. Kurang, when we went on tour to his village, he invited everybody, introduced us to his wife and children, and gave us a very good meal. And I cannot remember any occasion where I had trouble with any of the commissioners or other officers, or anybody in the commission. That is my character. I do get angry, of course, but I always try to suppress it.
Yes,
I'm known for that.
indeed.
Not that I don't challenge people.
Oh, Lanet Senior, we've heard about you in the courts. We know that you challenge.
Not only in the
Your,
court, not only in the court, even outside.
really? Okay, we'll leave that for another day.
Yeah,
I would like to move on to the reporting.
Yes, I can take questions.
I hope if you challenge people outside, you might not need my services as a lawyer. Because you, as I said, you are still pretty
It's all
strong.
right. We are a family of lawyers.
Okay. I know that. I'm just teasing. It's a good time to actually go into the report.
Yes.
Since we have touched on the report, perhaps you can give us
What?
the reporting.
Our report. The
Yes, your report. Yes.
Yes.
Just as a way of seeing the committee off on its way, just give us a genesis of how you treated the report, how it came into being.
Oh, we are coming to another subject now.
Yes.
Not Kurang's conflict. Is it?
Yes, you have answered my question.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good. Okay.
So we're moving on to the report.
The report. Yes.
And I said it's good that you mentioned the report. Now we can transition into the report.
All right. Okay.
You did mention that you wrote the introduction. What Commissioner Abiose George had put to us is that all commissioners took the report per expertise. So anything relating to law was certainly your responsibility. Anything relating to accounting proper was Commissioner Abiose's responsibilities. Okay. And Commissioner Bayama Sen also had his own expertise, which he employed in the report.
Correct. And
Please.
I said that before.
Yes, you did say that. Yes.
Except that I also added that the lead commission did her work.
The lead commission?
The lead
counsel.
by advising each and every one of them, including me. You know.
Yes, the lead counsel also.
It's not everything I know about the law.
Ms. Bensouda actually told the committee that she did a final address, so to speak, a brief to the commission.
I see.
And which summarized all the issues,
yes,
analyzed the issues to make it easier for the commissioners to come
in writing.
Yes, in writing.
I remember that.
Yes. Yeah. So what I just wish to know is how the report came into being. How was it? How did you compile it together? What methodology was used?
I will tell you. First of all, in fact, all of us sat, to decide on this. We decided, and lead counsel was present at the meeting, and I believe also the second secretary. That is meaning the secretary.
Ramatullah Sir.
Meaning Ramatullah Sir.
Yes.
I think, I'm not quite sure. The first thing was we decided that there would be an introduction. You know, there are other methods when you have a commission. Instead of the introduction, you may use other methods. We discarded that. We said, all right, let's have an introduction. I said, no matter what happens, since I'm the chairman, I will do the introduction. And that's what you see here on the report itself. I think about 40 pages or so, I'm not sure. Then, the balance, we actually wrote, I don't have it, unfortunately, but we wrote the topics on which each and everyone was to write. Now, it was also agreed that my own introduction will be served on all of us, including the lead counsel and secretary for them to put in their input. Yeah. Then it was agreed that anyone
Please proceed.
Yes, I just wanted to ensure that you are listening.
I am. Please proceed.
It was agreed that any one of us who wrote a piece that was, I've already told you that it was cut into pieces, that anyone who wrote a piece must send it to the chairman, myself, to more or less edit it, and also to look at any legal
So,
sorry?
yeah, I'm formulating the question now.
No, but I haven't finished yet.
Sorry?
I have not finished yet.
Oh, then.
So you asked for the method of.
Yeah,
writing our
feel free
report.
to speak. I
Sorry?
thought you had finished. There was a long pause, that's why.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
because I had you busy with your.
Yes, I can multitask.
Oh, okay,
Unfortunately, it's
that's
one of
good.
the skills I'm blessed with. But
Wonderful.
also, your evidence is for the committee.
Yeah, but you are asking questions.
Yes, I am. I'm following.
Based on my evidence.
Oh, I'm following.
That's why
You have my attention.
I don't want you to miss it. That's all.
I will not miss it.
So I've explained that. Number one, I did the introduction. Number two, each and every commission, and this was written, would do a particular section. Now, things dealing with accounts were given to Abiyosa George. Matters dealing with other things like banking, and there is a lot on banking there. You see a lot of the schedules and accounts, etc. Okay? But there was one point. Whatever was written by each of them, and it was by pieces, I've told you that, would send it directly to me, and I would review what is written. And I would mark exactly what my thoughts were. Send it back to that particular person, and if that particular person agrees with me, he says, okay, then we type it as such. The secretaries will type it. If there was a disagreement, then he will jot down where he disagreed, each of them, until we reach consensus. We have always depended on consensus.
Great.
That was how we structured
I see.
everything. And I will add one thing for your, maybe you'll be interested in that. During that period, for 3 weeks, I was in bed, but I did all the review, all the review.
When you say you were in bed, you were ill.
Sick, ill, yes. I can tell
see.
you that. Very sick,
Mm-hmm.
and my back was aching. But I absolutely wanted to finish the job. That's why I sacrificed. It was a terrible backache that I had. So that was how we did the report.
Before that point is lost on.
In fact, before this commission, I understood that all other commissions had a writer of a report. But we did our own report. And we were very, very, very proud of it. Extremely proud of it.
I must say, you are definitely to be commended for sticking through the pain and still doing the report during that period. I mean, you could have easily taken an extension for the report, but
Extension,
for the report. But I with the amount of extensions I saw,
that was impossible.
it was almost impossible. Yes.
Exactly.
But my point is just
We
to
were
comment.
told by the Attorney General in no uncertain terms that there
It's
would
out
be
of the question.
No extension.
Yes. Before we wrap up here,
Yes.
I am curious about the TDA lands. If you remember reporting on the TDA lands, my question is whether you are aware that the government approached the High Court to lift the freezing order on the TDA lands, even at the time the Commission was investigating those lands. I would have shown you a copy of the order, but the High Court, Honorable Chair, have not submitted that order to the committee still. But I would say, Honorable Chair, if you permit me, again,
Sorry, who is to submit the order?
the High Court.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes.
Yeah.
If you permit me just to apologize to the witness once more. I know there was a misunderstanding, and I sought to remind him of the fact that he is to answer questions or suffer the fate of contempt, which at the time perhaps I had a misconception as to what the witness was saying, and it's highly regrettable, knowing the person that is before me. And I would also like to say, if the chair would permit me, that we have been, as council, we have been privileged to see that the Janneh Commission actually had a tedious task, and you executed it. And perhaps I note that to say that, at least from this desk, it is noted the amount of work that the Commission had to do. And perhaps that could feed into my next question, whether you have anything to tell this honorable committee, anything whatsoever, whether it's closing remarks, whether it's advice to the committee about how to proceed. I would also caution, though, we have had enough advice as per our mandate, so perhaps we can skip that and perhaps go to advice on the reporting. Since you did your own report, you can give us a lot of insight on how to do our report. Anything whatsoever. Honorable Chair, if you permit me to do so.
Yeah, actually, Council, thank you so much. I think before you get into that, we have a few more questions on the high table for the witness. Maybe we can allow members to ask first, and then we can give him a chance to do that later if you're done.
Very well. That's fine.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
I'll start with Swaibu, and then I'll come.
Thank you very much, Mr. Janneh. Just a few clarifications I would require from you. I'm not so whether you are aware of a ministerial task force that was established during this period by the president.
Well, I heard of the task force only long after the commission. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay, yes. I say I heard of that's the cabinet. No, I heard of that, not within the the commission. Long after the commission had ceased to exist. That's when I heard of this task force.
Then I will not ask you that,
Yes.
because you are not aware of that.
No.
The other clarification I want to seek from you, with your conversation with the council,
Yes.
with regards inquiry versus
High Court.
the High Court.
Mm.
If an inquiry commission made a decision,
Yeah.
made a recommendation, adverse recommendation against somebody,
Yes.
and that person wants to appeal
Yes.
the decision of the commission, where do they go to? Do they go to the High Court or they go to the appeals court?
They go to the they go to the Court of Appeal.
They go straight to the appeal court, not
Yeah.
the High Court.
Never ever. That is not allowed.
Okay.
That is not allowed.
Okay, that's fine. My other question.
But I want to add one thing,
Yeah.
that if we make an interlocutory decision, that is a decision apart from the made decision. You know, we have made a lot of decisions as we went by. The person who is affected is always permitted to appeal to the Commission of Inquiry itself.
Yeah.
We allow that by motion and so on
For the inquiry itself to
to decide.
to look into their decision.
Yes. And that was done several times. If you go through it, I don't want to go through the report, but that happened.
And if the person did not appeal to the appeals court,
Yes.
the decision of the inquiry for a certain period of time,
Yes.
I think there is a time frame.
There is.
The decision of the inquiry would stand.
It does not say so in the particular section,
Yeah.
but that is the only logical conclusion. You are given a chance to appeal, you do not appeal, then you cannot appeal again after a period, no. And the only conclusion is that it stands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now.
And I say that it stands, meaning,
Yeah, I understand.
all right,
Go ahead.
meaning that it is not a court of law that has decided it.
Yeah.
But if you are so foolhardy as to go to a court of law, you will fail miserably.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Nobody will listen to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Now, this issue about Quran and the lead counsel has been a thorny issue. But from my own angle, I've not really understood what actually happened. Have you been questioned by the Attorney General then on this matter
Who?
between Quran and lead counsel? The issue between Quran and the lead counsel. Have you
By
been
the
questioned
Attorney
by
General.
The Attorney General, did they approach you to ask your opinion on this matter?
Well, I can tell you what I remember is just before we had the meeting,
Yeah.
Abiose George spoke about here. He, the Attorney General, telephoned me
Yeah.
and said he's going around, the relevant people to talk to them because he had that assignment from the president. Meaning, as soon as they got the petition, well, I think that was one petition, and that was a reply. It was the secretary that made the petition, and of course, it was for the president to give the decision because he was appointed in the first place by the president. So the president must, or that is what I assume, must have asked the Attorney General to look into the business because the Attorney General himself said so here, as I saw in social media. So, because in the letter, I mean, Bensouda's more or less said it is either Kurang or myself. Either Kurang must go or I must go. So the Attorney General was compelled now to decide upon whom the hammer would fall, so to speak. So I am I am saying that in one of those letters, he asked me, sorry, not in one of those telephone conversations, he asked me, now I want to, and that was the only question, apart from telling me that there was this conflict, and Ami Bensura says it's the end for it. It's either her or Kurang. He said to me, who do you think is more useful to the commission? Not personalities. He said, is it the secretary or the legal counsel? I said, at this stage, it is the legal counsel. And that was the end of the conversation. That was the only thing he asked me by telephone. I understand you were asking for his telephones and so on. Maybe you can find that conversation. It was very, very short.
But you did not tell him that you could not work with Kurang.
Sorry?
But you did not tell him that you could not work with Kurang.
We could not work with Kurang. No.
You did not tell him that you cannot work with Kurang.
No, I did not tell him. And I will add and say Kurang did his work just as well as the lead counsel. Different areas, but Kurang was very good.
Would you be surprised to hear that the Attorney General said, you said you could not work with Kurang?
Well,
when he asked you.
I don't know why he did.
You asserted that you could not work with Kurang.
I did not say that I could not work with Kurang. Because I have explained here, I work with all of them.
Yes, thank you.
Beautifully.
So apart from the fact that they have quarreled, what is the actual reason for this quarrel? What are they quarreling over? Is it about issues or is it about personalities?
Honestly, in fact, even sorry to include him, my driver even asked me, what's the trouble? I said, I don't know. Honestly, I just do not know. Until I began to see letters flying here and there, but I don't know whether that's the proper motive. I just cannot discern the motive. I tried my best, even during the attempts at reconciliation. I do not know why Bensura and Mamadi Kurang, maybe I would say hate each other. Honestly, I don't understand why. I don't know the reason.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Chair, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Honorable Sir.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Janneh,
Yes, please.
on the issue of the luxury vehicles that you visited at State House.
Sorry, they what?
The luxury vehicle you visited at
Luxury,
State,
yes.
you
Luxury.
visited at State House.
Yes.
Did you recommend to the government to sell those vehicles?
Well, I would say yes.
You recommended for those vehicles to be sold.
Yes. We recommended the sale of luxury vehicles, but they were very special. That's why we excluded them from our own work. In other words, just as we thought it was silly to sell the aircraft. That's the only way I can put it. The aircraft, we said, no. we have no expertise. We have to consult the civil aviation, discuss with them, and they will have to do the eventual selling, because we had no expertise whatsoever. More or less, it was the same as the vehicles.
But after your recommendation, you don't go back there to check the way it transpired.
Sorry?
After your recommendations to them, for them
Yeah.
to do the sales,
Yeah.
did you go back there to check whether they did as you advised them?
Whether they sold the vehicles?
As you advised them, yes.
No, I don't. Definitely, I don't remember doing that, or any of us doing that.
Thank you, Mr. Janneh. When it comes to the issue of halting the first phase of the sales of tractors,
Yes.
you received a phone call. Then from there you called the secretary, the then secretary,
Yeah.
Mr. Kurang.
Yeah.
When he came back from the Kotu garage,
Yeah.
what happened? Was there any meeting that was called to discuss the issue or what?
Yes, I can expand on that. You see, when Mr. Kurang said that he got this letter, sorry, he got this conversation from the, well, from the government. I can't tell you exactly who made the call. He said that the one who called wanted him to stop the war. So I said, well, we will see what this is all about, because this is the only way in which a cautious person can act. You have to know why, what. But around, I think the same day or so, same day or day after, a letter was written by one Louis something, representing the Secretary General. In fact, the letter is here as an exhibit. Yeah. Writing to me saying they were ordering or words to that effect. The letter is here.
Yeah, we've seen the letter.
I can't.
Yeah, I've seen the letter.
Yes. So, when that was written, I was really I was livid, if you say, very, very angry. So I wrote back on the same day to tell him, we are not here to be ordered. Nobody can order us. So words to that effect. If you read the exhibit, you will see it. That's what I said. And after I said that, they wrote saying they would want to deal with the matter in another way. And I said to them, or we, the commission, said to them, well, you write a proposal. If it is reasonable, we'll see. If it is not reasonable, well, that's it. Now, we waited for what, I think two weeks or so, and we got no proposal. Then we gave the order to resume the sale. Now, I'll tell you, this, of course, is a question of interference. Now, I'll always tell you that there is a big difference between interference and intervention. Interference is corrosive. It is very bad because it tends to, it's like salt to any metal. It will just eat it up. Yeah. But intervention is a different thing altogether. And our policy was to allow anyone serious to intervene. In fact, we announced it one day that's why we got quite a few people writing to us, suggesting this, doing that, reporting that. Those were not interfering in our work. They were intervening because it was benign. So that distinction should always be made. Now, when they first wrote a letter, that was intervention, and we rejected it. When they said they had the power to do that, we rejected that completely by letter. I signed it myself. But because that was total interference. Now, but with intervention, for instance, I'll give you instance, we had to depend on the Attorney General for so many things because we didn't have the budget. They control the budget. So we had to intervene to supply us things, and well, I would call that intervention, not interference. Okay, as I said right from the beginning, we had no choice whatsoever because and I'm not blaming the Attorney General because that was what the Attorney General was used to. That is, when a commission of inquiry was set up, then the budget was in the control of the executive. Honestly, I think the TRRC is the only commission I can think of after us that had its own budget. So that was intervention then, dealing with the administrative side and so on. But I can tell you, nobody in this world ever controlled our judicial or quasi-judicial work. Yeah. Some say quasi-judicial. I'm used to saying quasi-judicial because that's what the lawyers say. So our work concerning judgments and rulings, etc., were never interfered with by anybody, including the Attorney General. Not even the President interfered with our work.
Mr. Janneh, when call was called by someone from the office of the President, were you also called to hold the sale, or did they call?
No.
You were not called?
No, by phone. Oh, there was a letter.
Before the letter, was there any telephone call?
I can't remember that.
The one of the witnesses came and said that there was a telephone call that you was put on speaker for you to hold the sale before the letter was sent to you as a follow-up.
All right, what is relevant is whether I stopped the sale.
Did you stop the sale during that instant when you were called?
If I was called, because you say there was a speaker, I stopped the sale.
When you were called?
That's why I say I can't remember whether I was called.
When did you stop the sales?
When Kurang himself telephoned me on the situation.
And when he came, there was a meeting that you held with the commission members?
Yes, the same day. And we wrote this.
It was the same day?
Yes.
And during that meeting, was there any quarrel between Kurang and the late council during that time?
No, not at all.
Nothing happened?
No.
But according to Kurang, he said that he was expecting that there would have been a tap on the back to say you did a good job than hitting on him to say A, B, C, and this would have happened.
No, that is not true. There was no revenge on the part of the commission on Kurang.
How about his?
In fact, I tell you one thing, the vindictive side of it, because I had the discussion that they sacked him.
Yes.
Because of some tendentious reasons. I had it from here. This is the first time I'm hearing that. If that was the case, because I don't know, if that was the case, I heard about it here in the
commission.
Yes.
From the other witness.
Oh yes. Nobody ever told me that.
Only one.
Nobody.
Thank you, Mr. Janneh. What I recall the last question I will ask.
Yes.
Being the chair of the commission,
Yes.
was there anything like an organogram between your guys, between you and your commission members, and also between the lead counsel and the team?
Well, I think Abi Yosef must have tried that. He was very interested in that. And I think I saw some draft or something, yeah, with the chairman at the top, then the commissioners left and right. Although I've explained that really, the only job that I had, which was higher, that I could sign alone. None of them could sign alone, but I could sign alone. But mostly we signed together, all right? And I had to chair the meeting. Apart from that, we had the same emolument.
When you were the head,
Yes,
and then the other members were under you, they were answerable to you.
yes, if you like, answerable. But not that I had any extra power.
Not about powers, just the role
Apart
of
from the
leadership.
casting.
Yeah, leadership. Yeah.
The casting vote.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm just like any other chairman.
Yes.
I know that with you, with Parliament, if, for example, you had equal votes, the chair,
The chair will decide.
no, the chair does not have a casting vote.
No, I'm saying when
It falls. The issue falls. That is your own rule.
yes, yes.
But in other aspects, that is what happens. You have disagreement, then the chair has what is called the decisive vote, the casting vote.
So I mean the chair was. My question here is the chair was the head of the whole team.
Oh yes, no,
Everyone was answerable to the chair,
no,
and that's how it filters down.
yes.
Thank you very much.
About it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you don't have questions. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Janneh. Council, is there any further clarification before we end today with Mr. Janneh for his testimony?
Yes, there's just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to ask it because of time, but I have to ask, Honorable Chair. Learned Senior, I wish to take you back to the sales conducted by Mr. Alhadi Mamadi Kurang and an incident he had with the Secretary General, rather the Secretary to Cabinet, where the government sought to impose and stop sales, and they did so on the ground. Do you recall?
Yes.
Now,
I think that's the question just raised. Okay.
yes.
Well, it's all right. Any
Yes,
question I will answer.
Would you call that interference?
Very much so.
Okay.
Very much so. And I have already, maybe you were not here. Sorry, I didn't know. I have made a distinction.
That's not my question. My question is different from the honorable member's question. My question, I just want.
I said something here.
Okay.
Maybe you were not here. I made a distinction between interference and intervention.
Yes.
I said that interference was corrosive, whereas intervention was a different thing altogether.
Okay.
That interference was very, very bad. That intervention was not bad. It is meant to do something good. Like there was intervention on the administrative side, money here, typewriter there, and so on. But intervention was, I condemn it totally, but that in the course of our work, nobody, including the Attorney General, interfered in our judicial or quasi-judicial jurisdiction. That I can swear to it any time. There was none whatsoever.
Yes. I asked the question because of two issues. One is because that incident,
Yes.
of course, between Mr. Alhaji Mamadi Kurang
Yeah.
and the Secretary to Cabinet left a sour taste in the Secretary to Cabinet's mouth, and he took that back to Cabinet, to the Office of the President.
Yeah, which I don't know of.
Well,
I've just said so.
well, a letter was issued
Yes,
to the Commission,
yes. And a reply.
and you
Was
replied,
given-
yes. A reply was a strong reply. I must
Yes.
again commend you for that reply. A very strong reply was given,
Yes.
telling the government that the Commission was independent.
Indeed.
Yes, but subsequently after that
And
letter,
that it was not for them to decide. for
indeed,
us.
indeed,
I remember that letter very well. In
Yes.
fact, it is here.
it is, it is.
Yes.
Now, another letter came from the Office of the President asking that Mr. Alhaji Mamadi Kurang apologize or face consequences. Now, I'm not sure whether you've seen that letter, and I don't wish to belabor the point
Well,
too
that,
much.
that is what I can remember. Yes.
Okay, it can be shown to you.
And yes, please.
It can be shown to you off the record. I believe it will take time to get the records. Like I said, we are winding down. Today is our second to last day.
I definitely can.
But
remember.
the letter would definitely be afforded to you.
Yeah.
However, what I wish to ask was what warranted
Right.
the government relieving Alhaji Mamadi Kurang. And I understand that this perhaps is not your providence to answer this question,
Yeah.
but the committee is faced with two narratives. One narrative is that the work between the secretary and the lead counsel became so unconducive that they could not work together no more. That's one. The second is that State House gave an ultimatum. That ultimatum was not heeded to, and that's why he was sacked.
Well, as for the ultimatum, I've told you I don't know about that.
Yes.
But as to the other aspect, I have already explained. Maybe you were not here.
If you have mentioned it 3 times, it seems like you don't want to answer my question. Yes, I was not here, but counsel was here. But it's fine. I can excuse you from
I'm
it.
answering now.
Okay.
I will answer it.
You said it 3 times, so I was just wondering whether
I was reluctant to say it.
to say it. Yes.
Why should I be reluctant?
That's what I was thinking.
I am saying, as I have said already, that
Okay.
The Attorney General himself telephoned me and said, without reference to any names, but of course we know who he was talking to. Yeah.
He asked you who was
As
more important, the lead counsel or
Not important.
well,
It
whose
amounts
work
to- it
was
amounts to
more?
that.
Yes, basically. I remember I was here for that. Leonard Senior.
Okay, that's what I said. And I said to him that lead counsel was more important as at that stage,
I understand.
because we had more or less really.
That's fine. My question is answered because you said you did not see the letter giving the ultimatum. That's fine.
No, I
Let's-
can't remember
If
that.
we can just move on from that. During your testimony today, you had mentioned something that I find very intriguing.
Yeah.
That anybody who an application was made against was at liberty to come before the commission to basically explain their side of the story or attempt to sway the commission into a different decision than that applied for.
No, these are your own words.
These are my words, but I'm painting your words.
No, I remember what
Your
I said.
testimony. Okay,
I said,
okay,
even-
that's fine.
Even where a decision is made or was made by the committee, and an affected person in an interlocutory matter didn't like it, he could within time apply by way of motion to the commission.
To ask you to vary that order.
Yes, because then of course he'll be given a chance.
That's fine. But that's
Yeah,
not my
we all-
question.
Let me explain one thing. You have seen, I'm sure, the unique way in which this commission went. It was, some people accuse us that we were even running the commission as a court of law. No, but we wanted to give everybody a chance. That is why you had so many witnesses with their lawyers, because they were affected and they were given a chance to even call their own witnesses so that they can fight any accusation. It's there. Many of them.
That's fine.
Amadou Samba, I need to name they all got lawyers and they all called their witnesses.
Okay. Can I get to my
Which
question?
is very unusual in committees and commission.
Well noted.
For instance, in this committee, I cannot call my own witness because that is your policy. But it was the policy of the Janneh Commission to have everyone, including
heard.
the President of the Republic, if he so wished, to have his way rather than just hear the other side.
Great.
We thought that was not natural justice. Let's put it that way. Because natural justice says, hear the other side.
Yes. Can I get to my question?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. I just avoid your mind to that so that you remember those words that you had uttered. But my question is, you see, and I wish for, just follow me here, indulge me here. You see, that faithful day when the government came and successfully, because they did actually stop the sales, although you agreed with them in the letter in your response to the government, you agreed with them that yes, it was a noble cause, while cautioning them that the decision is for the commission, right? But that's so that
that's a mistake.
Okay,
in that,
please.
In that question, we did not say that it was a noble cause. We wanted them to justify in written form what they were asking.
And was that justification made?
No, and that was why we resumed the sales.
So the commission stopped for the request. Was there a request made for you to stop?
A request by
Okay, hear my question out. I don't wish for us to go back and forth. I just want to ask one question, no follow-up, and you can answer it the way you see fit.
Yes, okay.
And I want to narrate a bit. That's why I wish for you to follow a bit. So, you see, we all understand that the Commission of Inquiry is meant to be independent. Now, here is the government sending someone physically to halt your activity. No communication from the government, no formal communication from the government, no application made in your hearings. And of course, it's a commission of inquiry can be approached. It can be approached through its secretary, or it can be approached through hearings. This was not done by the government, but yet we saw that for a long stint from July, rather from June to October, there was no activity because the government successfully halted the sales. I mean, they did so in effect, because the effect of what the government's interference yielded was a gap in between which the commission could not continue its sales as per your order. So that's what I wish for you to comment on, and how the government could have approached you. What was the appropriate mechanism for them to approach you?
As for what proper methods they could have used, that is left to them, and their civility, and anything that a right-thinking man could do. That is my comment on that. Now, on the other things you have said.
Sorry, I would ask that you perhaps elaborate on that. The reason I ask this...
I will elaborate.
Thank you.
If you want later, after I've finished answering your question, which as you agree is a long question. Now,
yes, okay.
I don't know whether you were here or not, but I've already explained the difference between interference and
I was here.
intervention, yes. And I have told you that what the government did was interference. There is no doubt about that, which we did not like. But we told them that if they came with something rational, then let them write out what they wanted elaborately, and then we would decide, because we were the decision makers. I made that absolutely clear. Now, we are dealing with this particular interference. Let's talk about the interference. Now, if I had not told Kurang to stop so that we could hear the other side and come to a decision, and he continued, we were not supplied, we were not given armed forces. I hope it gets in. It has got in very well. Because we do not have a police or armed forces. That is very, very clear. Either we just resign, which would have been terrible and heartbreaking at that point in time, or we negotiated, if that was possible, provided they came with sensible suggestions. Because we were not, I was not against that. And anyway, I slept on it. In fact, I don't know where can I have that letter, please? The letter I wrote to the government.
In fact,
I said in the first place that their own thinking chimed with mine, because I have here declared.
Those were the words.
That, no, I have declared here already that I'm of socialist proclivity. I said it here. I think the honorable councillors will remember that I was of socialist bent throughout.
Yes, when you were making the point that you don't particularly like luxury.
Exactly.
I remember that.
Now,
honestly, I must say, and I'm very, I do this grudgingly. We are so pressed for time.
Yes, I know.
Please, thank you.
But then if you want me to explain, I will explain. So.
Well, I can withdraw that request now.
Yes.
For you to explain. You can conclude, and that's fine. I will withdraw the request for you to elaborate. You can conclude on whatever you wish to conclude on, and we can proceed. Thank you.
Conclude generally, you mean? Or I don't quite understand.
The point you're making now, you can conclude on it and make your general comments.
I see. Now, the only thing I'm saying is that at that time, what they suggested chimed with my own writing, that they were going to have a scheme to help the poor people around the Gambia, poor farmers. So this is how it chimes. But I told them, we were the decision makers. You come with your proposals. But they didn't come with the proposal. And I was one of the commissioners who said, go ahead. And I don't think there was anyone else against it. And they went ahead and sold. This is what happened. I can tell you one thing. Nobody in this world can compel me to do something illegal. Nobody can compel me. It's just not on. That is the big emphasis I want to lay here.
Thank you so much.
That's all I have to
Thank
say.
you. Honorable Chair, that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Council. Just like you alluded, Mr. Sabali, Mr. Janneh, sorry.
Yes, I have to.
I'm mistaking you for Mr. Sabali. It seems I was Mr. Sabali sitting before this committee.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so very much for coming. It was good having you today. and I think you have a good exchange with council on some of the issues that the committee had doubts on, and from the high table, I think, yeah, the exchange was good. The committee will have to allow you to go for today, and because, like he said, we are wrapping up the entire, public hearing. Today is the second to last day. Tomorrow we'll finish, inshallah, and then we'll get into our report writing. So it was good having you. We will release you for today, and you are free to go. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Omar, Usman. No, no. Yeah. I think that's all. Oh.
Are those yours?
So we'll